One of the most unique features of Age of Empires 4 compared to other games of the franchise is the Mongols' ability to relocate their bases. In this video, we will be discussing the Mongol relocation and how it is influenced by a unique building of the Mongols, the Ovoo. In Age of Empires 4, the Mongols have the ability to pack all their buildings up and relocate them anywhere on the map. While this seemingly gives you endless freedom, there are some factors to consider when relocating your base. The main factor to consider when relocating with the Mongols is that you want to be close to a stone mine. Mongols cannot mine stone, buy it on the market, and their teammates are also not allowed to send stone to them. Instead, the Mongols can build a building called Ovoo on a stone deposit. The first major role of the Ovoo is that it automatically mines the stone and transfers it to the resource bank of the Mongol player. By default, an Ovoo gathers about 100 stone a minute. You are now probably asking, why is it good for Mongols to get stone when they cannot build fortifications? Good question. Mongols can use the stone they get from the Ovoo to train units in batches of 2 for a price of a single unit and some stone. As an example, a single horseman costs 100 food and 20 wood to train in 22 seconds. If you use the double training on the stable, it will cost you 100 food, 20 wood and 120 stone to create 2 horsemen in 22 seconds. As such, you spend the same amount of food and wood, but you get twice the horsemen. Plus, the training time also does not increase when using double training. This allows Mongols to get units out quite rapidly and in a very cost-efficient way. It is important to note, however, that in order to use the double training, your production building has to be in the influence radius of the Ovoo. When the stone mine is depleted, the Ovoo remains in place, allowing you to continue using your double training ability. Unlike other Mongol buildings, however, the Ovoo cannot be picked up and relocated to a new stone mine. Instead, your villagers have to build a new Ovoo on a new stone deposit. The main consideration when playing Mongols and using the Ovoo is how you spend your stone. Since the Ovoos give you a steady trickle of stone and you cannot mine it with your villagers, you have a limited rate at which you get stone income. This means that you have to choose wisely on what units you create using the double training. For example, while creating 2 villagers with double training might sound appealing, you spend 150 stone on making 2 villagers from 50 food compared to making a single one for 50 food. In this example, you spend 150 stone to save up 50 food and some town center time. In general, the more expensive the unit is, the more food, wood and gold you save by using your double training ability. The double training ability of the Ovoo can also be combined with the horsemen available in Dark Age for Mongols. Since in Dark Age, your economy is not very powerful, spending 100 food and 20 wood on a horseman is quite expensive. You can be much more efficient if you use double training, getting 2 horsemen for the same price. This allows Mongols to be extremely aggressive from Dark Age, something their opponents have to be prepared for. Ovoos also allow Mongols to research improved versions of their technologies consuming stone. In order to do this, the building the player wants to research the technology on needs to be in the influence radius of the Ovoo, of course. The easiest way to explain how this works is through an example. Let's take a base technology of the Mongols. The additional torches upgrade costs 200 food and 500 gold, and has the research time of 90 seconds. This upgrade provides plus 3 torch damage to Mongol infantry and cavalry. The improved version of this upgrade also costs 200 food and gold, but 700 stone as well. It has the same research time as the default upgrade but provides plus 5 torch damage. Players can choose to research the improved technology first, but if they do not, they still have the chance to get the improved upgrade after researching the standard one. If the player researches the standard upgrade first, then the player only needs to pay the stone cost of the improved technology to upgrade. It is worth noting, however, that doing so will require the player to spend more time on research, as the research time of the improved technology will not decrease even if the standard technology has already been researched. The improved upgrade replaces the standard technology, so for our example, if the player first researches the standard upgrade, it provides plus 3 torch damage, and getting the improved upgrade would boost that to plus 5 instead of adding 5 extra to the existing plus 3. While this video is mainly about the effect of Ovoos, I also want to mention some other cool features of the Mongol relocation. First off, all resources, except stone of course, can be dropped off at a single building for the Mongols, the Jur. This can also be packed up, allowing you to just move it to a different resource if needed. For example, if you finish a gold mine, you can just pick it up and move to a different gold mine or place it on a different resource. Similarly, this allows you to place it close to your trees as you are chopping down a forest. It is also worth noting that Mongols cannot farm in this game, so relocating farms is not a thing. Instead, they can build pastures, buildings that spawn a sheep every 2 minutes. So instead of adding farms, they need to add multiple pastures and just use the villagers on the sheep. Pastures, just like all other Mongol buildings, can also be picked up and relocated. Lastly, it is also worth noting that the Mongol town centers do not cost stone, instead have a higher wood cost, meaning that the things Mongols can spend their stone on are all related to the Ovoo. Overall, the Ovoos and the ability to relocate provides a large amount of flexibility to the Mongols, allowing them to play very aggressively in early game. In order to get the most out of Mongols, however, the player needs to use the stone provided by the Ovoos wisely. Before I end this video, I want to highlight that the first version of Lida's Guide to AoE 4 is now available on my Discord server. It is a completely free written guide of the game, including explanations from basic concepts through build orders to advanced level stuff. And the best thing is, we keep updating and expanding it as the game balance changes or new features arrive to the game. So head over to my Discord server and download your copy now. Link is in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you found the video helpful, I greatly appreciate if you share it with your friends or subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Age of Empires content.